Hello everyone, this is Professor Stephen Kalabata, and this is just an intro video to show you some of the basic features of our Canvas page. So first of all, this is our home page. I'll just mention really quick, this is the instructor view. So your student view is going to look very similar to this, but you'll notice that I have more features on my page than you're going to have, but that's fine. So, this is our home page, and this is English 1B, Advanced Composition and Critical Thinking. It's two sections combined into one page, so you're enrolled in either section 16181 or 16182, and both sections of people will use the same Canvas page right here. So Spring 2021, this is an accelerated course that runs from March 22nd until May 12th. So let's just run through a couple of things. It says start here. That's where our course content is. I want to talk about the syllabus first. So let's click on the syllabus. All right, so here's our syllabus. Accelerated course, I already said that. I'm just going to read through some of this and stop and talk about some things along the way to talk about some basic policies in the class. So first of all, I'll mention, you see it says right here there's no textbook cost for this course. All of the readings are going to be available electronically through our Canvas page, so you don't need to purchase any textbooks or anything for this course. In fact, I'll jump down here since I'm talking about it now. Course materials. You don't need to purchase anything for the class. All you need to take this course is access to an electronic device and an internet connection. You can request to get access to a free loaned laptop by clicking here. In fact, I'll just click on it. So here, if you want to get a loaned laptop from Chaffey College, I gave you a link to the form you fill out. Just click there at the bottom of the syllabus page, the first page of our syllabus. And you can also get Office 365 downloadable by clicking right here for free. And for education purposes, you can get a free copy of Office 365. However, you can use Google Docs. I imagine a lot of you are already using that, and I think that that will probably give you everything you need to take this class. So bottom line is I've tried as an individual instructor, and Chaffey College has made an effort to make it so that you don't have to purchase anything to take this class. So you need an electronic device and you need an internet connection. All right, so anyways, that's me. Hello and welcome to English 1B. I'm your instructor, Stephen Kalabata. And here's my contact information. So there's my office. I mean, just so you know where it is, but of course, nobody's on campus right now. Because of the pandemic, I'm not going to be in my office the rest of the school year. There's my phone number. My phone number goes directly to my email, so when you call my phone number, it will go to an answering service, and then the message that you leave in that phone from that phone number will pop up and be visible for me in my email. Probably the best way to contact me is through email. If you email me, I'll contact you back within 24 hours. There's also Zoom. You can have a video conference with me if you want, and I'll be in Zoom during my office hours. My office hours are Monday and Wednesday 10 to 12 and Tuesday 10 to 11. So if you want to talk to me, if you want to have a video conference with me, then use Zoom, and here's the number to put into Zoom, and then you'll be able to see me if you want, and we can have a video conference. There's my finals week office hours. This is an accelerated course, and so we end the last week of regular classes. So another nice thing about accelerated classes, we don't have we don't have any class or anything during finals week. We end right before finals week begins. So, but I still have office hours during finals week. So if you wanted to talk to me about something after the class has ended, you can still talk to me during finals week if you want. There's my finals week office hours. Let's see, some of this stuff I already said. You can interact with me during office hours using Zoom. if you would like to talk to me in a video conference. If you have Zoom on your device, use the Zoom ID that's listed above. If you don't have Zoom on your device, you can download Zoom. So again, here's the link. I'll get rid of that and go back to the syllabus. If you want to get Zoom on your device, you can get a free copy of Zoom. Let's see, we also have a chat room on our Canvas page that you can talk to me as well, where you can talk to me. In fact, I'll go back there really quick. So when you look at the Canvas page, this is our home page. On the left here, you'll see a bunch of features you can click on. Now again, this is my teacher view, and the student view of the Canvas site is slightly different. You're not going to have as many things listed here on the left that I have. But you'll have some of these things, like for instance, the chat. Okay, I'll click on the chat feature. We have a chat room. And here's the chat room. So anyways, during office hours, I'll have Zoom open. So if you want to have a video conference with me through Zoom, you can do that. And I'll also have the chat room open. So if you would like to type a message to me and you and I can type messages back and forth in the chat room, we can do that. Remember though that whatever you type in the chat room is visible to me and anybody else who is also in the chat room. Okay, so it can be a big group of people all talking to each other in the chat room, and everybody can see what everybody else is typing. If you would like to type something to me that other people cannot see, then I'd say send me an email. So I'm going to have those. I'm going to have those three windows open during my office hours. I'm going to have Zoom open if you want to have a Zoom conference with me. I'm going to have the chat room open if you would like to have a conversation with me in the chat room. And I will also have my email open if you want to send me an email. So let's go back to the home page and let's keep talking about the syllabus. Okay, the chat room, course description, primarily nonfiction, logical analysis. Okay, all right, so we'll talk more about the course content in a minute. Let's go on. Oh, you probably noticed already, so this is our syllabus, and up here on the top you see all these pages. So here's our home page for our syllabus, and then I'll go to the next page. It's goals. And I don't know, we don't really have to read through this. This is a list of all the skills you ought to be able to have when you finish the class. I'll be using, I don't know how interested you are to know a lot of detail, but you'll be seeing some of these popping up throughout the semester. We have 4 modules and 4 essay assignments, and I've blocked off the work in 4 modules. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But each module is going to have some objectives that we want to accomplish, yeah, and the objectives basically come from here. You know, I've taken a lot of these skills and just broken them up into pieces, and so each module has a couple of these objectives that we're trying to accomplish. I'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's go to regular and effective contact. So the mode of delivery, I think we kind of already talked about this. It's an asynchronous class. This means that communication and interactions between instructors, students, and peers can occur at any time rather than live at a set time. The benefits are numerous. It allows students to study on their own time while maintaining jobs, caretaking duties, and other needs. However, it does not mean you can complete work whenever or that you will not be in regular contact with me and your classmates. I organize the course on a bi-weekly schedule. So it's an accelerated course. The regular schedule lasts for about 4 months. So our class lasts for 2 months. And that's 8 weeks. So we're doing 4 essay assignments. That means you're going to do 1 essay assignment every 2 weeks. And that's why, you know, 1 essay assignment is 1 module. We're going to have 4 essays. That's 4 modules. So each module lasts for 2 weeks. That's why I said I organized the course on a bi-weekly schedule. Okay, so the course is broken up into chunks of time, 2-week chunks of time. We got 4 modules. Okay, I already said this. Each module lasting 2 weeks. Let's see. Each module has deadlines. I'll talk more about that in a second. Let's see. And then here's the different ways you can contact me and your fellow students. So I kind of already talked about the ways you can contact me. your professor can contact you in several ways. I'm also going to be sending out announcements. We're going to have discussion boards. There's also a grade book feature. In fact, I'll just go back to our homepage really quick. You see the features here on the left side of the screen. So I mentioned there's the chat room, but also grades. So you can click on grades and you'll be able to see what your grade is at any particular moment. I'll be plugging in the points that you get for all the assignments along the way, so you can click on grades and you can see how many points you're getting at any particular time during the semester. Let's see, you can contact another student or other students in 3 ways. Discussion boards. You're gonna be turning in work on discussion boards, and you guys are going to be looking at each other's work and commenting on each other's work. I'll talk more about that in a second. There's the chat room. In fact, you don't have to wait for me to go into the chat room. If you and somebody else if you know that they're going to be in the chat room at a particular time, then the 2 of you can go into the chat room and talk to each other. You don't have to wait for me to go into the chat room. And also other methods of contact as arranged between students. Okay, and I mentioned discussion boards. Maybe I'll talk about this right now. So. On our home page, you see here's the syllabus. I clicked on the syllabus to go look at our syllabus. Let's just look at Student Lounge. All right. So here's the Student Lounge. This is a discussion board, and this discussion board is for students to interact with each other in a relaxed atmosphere. In office hours, you can talk to the instructor about anything. Here in the Student Lounge, you can talk to each other about anything. You can post questions about anything you might be confused about or that you would like help with. And you can post answers and helpful suggestions to someone else's questions. So office hours are a time when you can come and you can talk to me about stuff. But if you want, you can also talk to other students about stuff too. I mean, you guys can all come into the chat room or the discussion, or you can go onto this discussion board and post questions for your fellow students or just talk to each other about stuff. You can also post anything else, even if it's not class related. Comments about a movie you watched over the weekend, a picture of your dog, whatever. Nothing on this discussion board. In the Student Lounge, nothing is graded. So you can post whatever you want in here. You notice I like putting these buttons at the bottom of the pages. So return to home page. Let's click on that. It could take us back to our home page. And let me go back to the syllabus. All right, let's go to policies. All right, so I was talking about discussion boards and chat rooms. Let's just talk about online etiquette. I think this is a no-brainer, but let's just talk about it for a minute. So obviously no foul language or mean-spirited comments in the chat room or on any of our discussion boards. Remember, it's easy to be misunderstood in an online environment. Okay, so a lot of communication is nonverbal. What this means is that we understand a lot of what someone is communicating through facial expressions and body language. However, in an online environment, in online communication, we see a person's words but not their facial expressions or body language. So obviously, we don't want to try to say something offensive or hurtful in a purposeful way. But it's also important to remember that even if we don't intend to make somebody feel uncomfortable, in an online environment, we can often post some comments that may not be intended to make somebody uncomfortable, but they can make somebody uncomfortable because it's easy to be misunderstood in an online environment. So something might be easily understood or amusing in face-to-face communication, but it might be misunderstood in online communication. So let's just try to avoid misunderstandings. When we post comments, let's avoid typing something in all capital letters. Let's try to avoid emojis. Try to state your point without attempting any jokes or humor. Although I just mentioned that in the student lounge, you can post whatever you want. So I think it's common sense. I mean, like for instance, we're going to be posting our rough drafts on our discussion board for each module, and then you guys are going to read each other's rough drafts, and you're going to give each other constructive feedback on how to improve your rough draft for the final draft. And in an environment like that, you probably want to avoid jokes and humor. And I don't think it'll be a problem, and I think it's pretty clear when people are being helpful with each other. And in some environments, it's a bit more sort of like strictly business, and we're trying to help each other become better writers. And other environments, it's a little bit more relaxed, and you can kind of post whatever you want. Like, for instance, in the student lounge, I just mentioned you can post whatever you want in the student lounge. But, again, I put there no foul language or mean-spirited comments, and, I don't know. I don't think it's difficult to understand. I think everybody knows, what's appropriate or inappropriate behavior. Let's see. If we remember all this, I think it'll be clear that we're being supportive and friendly to each other. Okay, all right. So, when you email me, please include your name and the class you're in. I'm teaching a couple different classes, so help me keep everyone straight. So sometimes I get an email that says something like, "Hi, I missed something. What did we do?" I don't know who that person is, and sometimes the emails. It's difficult for me to see who the person is if their email is something like Velociraptor95 or something. So just tell me who you are and what class you're in. Plagiarism. So, we'll be talking about this. I mean, there are some expectations in English 1B that you're coming into the class knowing some things. In English 1A, we talk about some basic principles about essay writing, how to generate ideas, how to organize ideas, how to cite your sources in order to avoid plagiarism. In English 1B, there is an expectation that you've been through that material now and you know how to generate ideas, how to do pre-writing, how to organize your thoughts, how to use quotation marks, how to make a works cited page. So we're not going to cover that as much in English 1B. But we'll cover it a bit. I mean, there will be a little bit of a review. But anyways, plagiarism, write your own stuff. Plagiarism ranges from copying a sentence from an article you read to turning in an essay that you did not write. Downloading an essay off the internet and putting your name on it and turning it in as your own. Again, I think it's a no-brainer. In this class, you'll receive a 0. Okay, if you turn in stuff that's not your own. All right, so... write your own stuff, put quotation marks around stuff that you're using that comes from an article. If you have any questions, you can, email me or come to the Zoom and I'll talk to you about it. And we'll be doing some review of that. Let's see here. Assignments and grading. So, okay, a description of our class. I think I already mentioned some of this. You don't have to buy anything. All right, our home page, our Canvas page. Okay, I kind of already talked about that first paragraph. Home, grades, chat, course content page. Okay, I'll talk about that in a second. All right, so let's just talk about the modules. So I mentioned that we're going to have 4 modules, and each module is going to have a couple of steps. And here on this page, I tried to outline the steps that we're going to do in each module. So the first step in each module is to do the reading, right? Second step is there's going to be a couple of comprehension questions that are going to require you to answer some questions about the reading assignment, and that's going to be a discussion board. So there's going to be a couple of comprehension questions on a discussion board. And then when you post your answers to your comprehension questions, then you have to post some responses on the discussion board to your classmates' ideas. So our discussion board work is going to follow this pattern. You have to generate something and you have to post it on the discussion board, and then you also have to post a couple of replies to other people's work on the discussion board, and other people will post replies to your material that you posted on the discussion board. So we want to have that back and forth. We want to have a discussion, because instead of, we could be sitting in a classroom and raising our hands and discussing the ideas and going back and forth and talking about the ideas in a classroom. But we're not in a classroom, so we're basically going to do the same thing on a discussion board where we post comments and we talk about the reading assignments on a discussion board instead of in a classroom. So there's going to be this back and forth discussion. So you have to post your responses to the reading comprehension questions, and then you have to post a couple of responses to your classmates' answers. Okay. And let's see here. So we'll have the reading comp discussion board, and then you write the essay. So there's going to be an essay assignment. It's going to require you to write an essay that's going to use the ideas from the readings. And you create a rough draft and you post it on the rough draft discussion board for that module. And then after you post your rough draft, then you click on reply on somebody else's rough draft and you read their rough draft, and then you post some helpful comments to try to help them what you think they need to do to improve their essay. And you do that for 2 rough drafts, at least 2. You can do more than 2 if you want, but at least 2. Everybody has to post responses to at least 2 rough drafts on each discussion board. And then you revise your rough draft and turn it into a final draft. And you turn in the final draft and then go on to the next module. So that's going to be the structure of each module. Reading comprehension work, and then you write a rough draft, and then you post the rough draft, and you write helpful comments for your classmates to help them improve their rough drafts, and then you turn in the final draft and then go on to the next module. We'll do that 4 times. And here I said it right there. We've got 4 modules, and so here's the list of all the assignments. So and the point values. Okay, so basically each module is worth 250 points. The final draft of each essay is 200 points. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mention. We have 1,000 total points in the class. Each final draft of each essay assignment is worth 200 points. And then the other 50 points, like I said, each module is 250 points total. And so the final draft of the essay is 200 points. And then the other 50 points are spread out over the reading comprehension work and the rough draft work. Okay. And I forgot to mention, I'm also going to have you do a couple of exercises in there. Like each module is going to have a short logical fallacies exercise. And I also want you to do at least 1 supplemental activity for each module. So like, for instance, a tutoring session with the Success Center or something like that. And I'll show you that in a minute. Let's see. So these are just the percentages. This is how everything breaks down. This is how many points you need in the class to get an A+, an A, B, a C+, a C. Okay. Revisions. So you ought to be doing most of your revision between your rough draft and the final draft. However, you may need more revision. So in that spirit, I offer all students unlimited revisions of their essays. If you would like to revise a paper in order to improve the grade, follow these steps. So in other words, let's say you finished up an essay, you turned it in, I graded it, and now you want to try to improve the grade. So after I grade it, again, don't fall behind. Once if you finish the final draft for module 1 and now we're working on module 2, you want to try to improve the grade for the essay from module 1. You can do that if you want. Just don't fall behind in your work for module 2. But whatever. You're an adult, so you handle your own scheduling. But okay. Step 1. After I've graded the essay and you've gotten feedback on the essay and you have the grade and everything, so you want to revise the essay. So step 1 is revise the essay after I graded the final draft, and then email the essay to me, telling me what you did to improve the quality of the essay. So attach the essay to the email, and then also give me a couple of sentences there telling me, I tried to fix this, I tried to fix that, that sort of thing. All right. So explain to me what you did. And then I'll contact you through email to let you know if the grade went up and why. Okay. A couple of ground rules. So you can present only 1 revision per day. So in other words, you can't get to the last day of the schedule and then suddenly email, like 3 essays to me. Okay. So you can only give me 1 revised essay per day. The last day to present a revision is the last day of the schedule. I'm never going to lower your grade, but I also don't guarantee the grade for your essay is going to go up. It might take more than 1 revision for a grade to change. I advise you don't spend so much time and energy on revisions that you don't lose time. Okay, on your other essays, okay, I already mentioned that, you handle your priorities and scheduling, and don't fall behind. And revisions can only be done on essays that were turned in on time, were the appropriate length, and were free of plagiarism the first time around. Okay, so, all right, so let's just one more page here. Let's check out the calendar. So here's our calendar. And there's all the due dates. So you can see we begin on March 22nd, and then we end on May 12th. And you can kind of just visually see the 4 modules, right? Module 1, 2, 3, and 4. The reading comprehension work, the rough draft work, final draft, and then we move on to the next module. All right. Let's go back to our Canvas page. I'll just talk about 1 or 2 more things. So I wanted to spend some time talking about the syllabus, but on the home page, so this is our home page. If you scroll down, you see there's the button here that says Start Here. So just click Start Here. This is our course content page. So I mentioned, I keep talking about all the modules. You know, we have 4 modules. So the modules are on the content page. And I've just made a button for each module. So right now we're going to start working on Module 1. You see I also put the dates for each module. So Module 1 goes from March 22nd to April 2nd. There's 4 modules right there. So let's just check out Module number 1. Click on that. So the buttons, the module buttons, let me go back to our course content page. So the buttons for the modules, each one, when you click on that button, it's going to take you to the module start page. So here's the Module 1 start page. And the Module 1 start page, all the start pages for the modules are going to give us some goals. So these are the things that we want to accomplish in this module. And then it's going to give you a series of steps. Just follow the steps. Okay, so step 1, there's the readings. Okay, and remember I said that you don't have to buy anything for this class. Here's all the readings, so I'll just click on one of them. And the readings all came from the database, the databases that are available in the Chaffey College Library. So you click on it and it'll bring you to this title page. And over here on the left, you see it says PDF full text. So just click on that. I will say I feel like I want to apologize. I do wish that that you could click on this link, the title on the Module 1 start page, and I wish it would take you directly to the full text of the article. But it doesn't. It takes you to the article title page, and then on the left you have to click on full text. And then it takes you to the article. So I wish it was only one click. I try to minimize the number of clicks because I don't want people to get confused and get lost. But just remember that, okay? So you have to click on full text on the left side of the screen. But anyways, so here's one of the articles. Here's the article. There's the full text of the article. And you can make the text a little larger. For this article, I feel like the text is a little small, so I like making it a little bit larger. So those are all of our readings. So so step 1, in each module, there's going to be a list of readings. You have to do those readings. And in step 2, there's the discussion board. Answer the comprehension questions. And I have given a link to the discussion board. So you see it says, click here to go to the discussion board. So I'll just click on that right now. And here's our Module 1 comprehension questions discussion board. So there's the comprehension questions. And I'll go back to, I like putting these buttons at the bottom of each page to try to make it clear, you know, so you don't get lost anywhere. So let's go back to the Module 1 start page. So there's the comprehension questions discussion board. And then step 3 is write the essay. And so you can get the essay prompt by clicking here. So let me click there. So here's the essay assignment. Here's the prompts. You have 2 choices. Choose one of those and you have to write an essay. I also gave the rough draft information here again, although it's also on the start page. And then the final draft, here's the final draft is due. There's the format. And this is the page, this is the essay assignment page. This is where you'll turn in the essay assignment. So Let me see here. Let's go back to the start page. So that was the essay page. And I also mentioned that each module I want you to do some supplemental work. So as you're finishing up the essay, here's the rough draft discussion board. Okay, I guess I'll just click on all of it and show you. So here's the rough draft discussion board. So when you write the rough draft, you'll post the rough draft on this discussion board, and then you'll also post 2 peer review posts where you tell your fellow classmates how you think that they can improve their essay. As we get closer to the due date for the rough draft, I'll post some announcements and sort of give you some more guidance about how to do that. Let's go back to the start page, Module 1 start page. Supplemental work. So remember, I want everybody to do like one Success Center activity for each essay assignment. So here's the Module 1 supplemental activity, and I gave you a link here to the Success Center so you can make an appointment to talk to a tutor or to do an activity. And again, you'll turn in that work. They'll give you some sort of receipt or a badge that you can then upload right here. So let's go back to the start page, Module 1 start page. And then each module is also going to have a logical fallacies exercise. So here's the logical fallacies exercise. There's a couple of paragraphs there. Gosh, I don't want to scare you. It's actually pretty quick. I mean, I want you to read through this, and then there's an exercise here where there's 3 terms, and then there's 3 sentences, and all I want you to do is match up the 3 terms of the 3 sentences. And that'll be pretty clear when you read it, though. So let's go back to the Module 1 start page. So, okay, so reading assignments, comprehension questions, write the essay, post the rough draft, and then do the supplemental activity and the logical fallacies exercise, and then turn in the final draft. Okay, so that's a quick tour of our Canvas page. If you have any questions, email me, or I will see you in office hours.